Yeah, fill in details here. And once again, it's MYST 1993. There's no MYST 2021, even though it is, quite frankly, an entirely different game. Okay. Sorry about the green screen. There's not really much I can do about it. So I don't have a blackout curtain. The sun just sort of creeps through the. This is as far as my blinds can go, and some of the blinds are actually missing, as my cat likes to play with them. So I can't control the sun and weather in the clouds. Really a poor design decision on the part of God. That's interesting. So loading a game overwrites the autosave. Why? They say game is from slightly later, so sure. So I'm thinking that I can't remember. Yeah, this is gonna be made from a the thing about the power gradually going out is gonna be changed from a negative to just a bullet point. I don't remember if the original had that. I think Real Mist may have had that as a mechanic. Um, it gives you ample time. Which I'll just write in the margin there. Um, as far as the compass rose, not having numbers on it, um, like all I'd really want to see would be like a 90, 180, 270, and like 0 at the top. You know, just the 90-degree angles of the compass just show what those are for reference. Because like I don't know, like I really don't remember 270. Like I think most people like know 90 because it's 90 degrees. It's like just the most standard angle um to have. 180 is kind of like, doing a 180. 360 um is like a full circle. But like what is between 180 and 360 is kind of like no one does a 270 turn. I don't know. Like it's not that difficult to figure out with some just pretty basic math, but Whatever. I could turn the camera a little bit. Now you can see more of the green screen. Like, I could just turn off the green screen effect entirely, but I don't have a very quick and easy way to do that. Okay, so we need to use. I watched some of the developer kind of commentary thing. Unfortunately, Cyan, for whatever reason, decided to broadcast it, then rebroadcast it throughout the day, then just drop the video entirely. No VOD, no watching it whenever the hell you want. If you don't catch any of the live streams, any of the rebroadcasts, you are SLL. What the hell? Like, maybe they're gonna publish it as a VOD eventually. I don't know. I hope they do because I like to hear developer insight. You know, and this is the closest we're probably ever going to get to an actual commentary track for the game. But did they confirm like the idea of the having the levers underneath the paintings? Also, I think maybe the other reason why they used CGI for the character models is probably because of VR. Um, like the one thing is, obviously like making it easier to sync the lips for different 1 through 300 basically. Um, like they're randomizing which page the solution for the fireplace puzzle is. Um, like that makes a degree of sense. I mean, granted, they could just do a few different phonemes and kind of cleverly morph it or something. I don't know. Or heck, they could cleverly edit around it because like you had the fog. So like when they mention the number of the page, they could just have them kind of the fog coming over them. I do like the fog effect versus the static effect. It just looks cooler. Um, to me anyway. Um, so anyway, we're gonna be going to the mechanical age. I decided to start labeling these. Like this is such an improvement. Actually, I didn't really talk too much about how it's an improvement. One thing they mentioned in their commentary video was that it makes it a lot more obvious that it's meant to be interacted with, because it's much like the portraits. What they did with the portraits, because like you couldn't really tell intuitively that those were meant to be interacted with in the original game. So they added the lever. Here they add a little knob, which is like clearly defined three-dimensional object, so that you can understand, even more three-dimensional if you're in VR, obviously. But the other thing is, in the original game, you just hold it down and it. Like this is how it goes in the original game without the stickiness. Here, you just rotate it however fast or slow you want to. You have a lot more control over where it's pointed, and it locks on to locations too, in case you can't. Like a big one thing that Rand has mentioned a few times is how they had to add the word tower rotation to the portrait so that people would actually know this is what they meant. This is what Atris was talking about. Um, Here they didn't need to do that. Like it's a tower. It looks a little bit like the tower, outside. So you kind of can get by seeing it. Um, this is what they're referring to. But the problem with the original one is that you couldn't really control it that much. You just press the little circle for the tower and it spins on its own. And if you miss it, you miss what you're aiming for whatever reason, then you have to like wait until you get it to rotate again. Um, Here you just move it to where it needs to be. So you probably need to look at the Mechanical Age book. That's Channelwood. That's Stone Ship. The Mechanical Age is like the last book on the shelf. I remember that drawing in the original book, but I don't know what the heck it's supposed to mean. Can you take pictures of a spacebar or something? I don't see any feedback when I hit the spacebar. So this is like the only thing that maybe looks semi-important. And there's this, which is kind of smudged. I can't even look at the burned books this time. A little bit of a shame, but it's a lot clearer which books you're meant to interact with and which ones you aren't. Apparently, it's Rand who like had this whole thing where it shows which floor you're on rather than which floor you're going to. I mean, I think he even admitted that it doesn't really matter. I think it's just like truth to the way it was presented in the original. Also, they did a stagger like the viewpoint from. I do kind of like wonder. Like I know like some of this was done for like VR hardware, which probably explains a little bit. But I do like wonder what this looks like in VR. Like, is this texture like this two-dimensional texture like actually stereoscopic to some extent? Because I mean, I don't get the sense that I'm so high up that depth is hard to judge, or depth should be hard to judge. But it's also like entirely optional whether or not you. Okay, it's like show me the interact thing. So why am I not interacting? Oh, I have to actually like walk on the stairs and then go down. Okay. Okay, so there's an old Photoshop filter. It looks like the interactive bit for the there's a little bit of stuttering. That may have something to do with the ray tracing on the water. Oh yeah, that's so I think it's being close to the water that like really slows the game down. Even though like again I am at 1080p. You know, we're in a world where like 4K is kind of the big thing. You know, my GPU may not be top of the line, but it is a new line. It is the latest part of the latest line. Some of it is too. Um, I think you can. I think in the original you couldn't move the hour and minute hands independently. So that's neat. This is really. It's kind of randomly slowing down too. Like I'm not moving. It's just. A mathematical proof of the MYST clock tower puzzle is impossible. This is actually one of the worst puzzles of MYST, apparently. Not this one, the one coming up, actually. Apparently, one of the search results is the original answer. Oh, no, there was a minute and hours. Okay, you could still do them independently. And snaps. That's good. So 220. I mean, the fact that it's Roman numerals. I mean, if you know how to read a clock, I obviously don't. I will say, like, it's improved in the sense that you actually can see, this would be another, like, improvement. Um, I would say it's well designed. Handles, I guess. I can't remember if originally gonna like let you see the clock at the same time you were. And now we got all the markers. If we really want to, we could go and like kind of solve. This is the worst puzzle in the game. And it looks pretty much identical. So the trick is to get these to match the combination. Um, which originally was 221. Now it's 113. Although I wonder, like, their algorithm for like jittering these solutions must be uh, somewhat sophisticated because it has to make sure that it's possible to get the solution to work. And apparently it's already impossible based upon some mathematical proof. I'm not sure about the layout of this. Okay. You get a good layout once you go into interact mode. Okay, so this controls the bottom two. This controls the top two. And you only have like so many turns before it just resets. Whoa! I got it by accident. Just by like, I can't even comment on how good or bad this puzzle is. I stumbled upon the accident by. Someone needs to tell me in the comments whether they feel this is an improvement over the original or if it still kind of sucks. Because I literally cannot judge it. Because I accidentally stumbled into the solution by just freaking. Like, if it's an improvement upon the original, I think the gist of it's still kind of similar. I wouldn't know how to what metric to judge it upon, even like whether it be information or control. I think the information is fairly good. Like I figured out the gist of how it works. Maybe I don't think I can interact with it further. Nope, I can't interact with it any further, so I can't even try it again. Without like reloading my previous save. I'm just gonna make a note, control minus maybe. I have to go to another page. Because I'm saying it could still be worth a negative. This is the first time I've had to put a question mark next to what are my positives or negatives. I can't even like really ruminate or dig into what makes it bad because my feelings on it can be summed up by the fact that I solved it by accident. So now it's literally impossible for me to gauge whether it's better or worse or good or bad without like retrying it from the beginning, which I do not necessarily feel inclined to do. So I'm going to have to ask for an outside opinion on, and I don't know if I'll get one by the time I finish the game. But and assemble my final review, as it were. But there you have it. It is really immensely amusing that I could solve it by accident. Like, is that good game design or bad game design? That you can solve it by accident, just randomly pulling the levers, just to get a feel for it, for how it works. But I think how it works is that you. I might mention the frame rate issues near water. Um, this is probably going to be an information just note because I don't feel it's bad enough to be worth a negative from what I've experienced thus far. It is not actually. Um, it is literally an information negative. If the frame rate issues were going to be, or not negative, information neutral, I guess. Like it's because it is information. It's just it's even barely qualifying. It's information with regard to game design. It's just the frame rate stuttering is just kind of there. It could be considered control because it hinders your ability to move around, but it doesn't really like it's immersion breaking a little bit. And it's only really relevant if you're playing at the resolution that I'm playing at the settings I'm playing at. Um, I don't have DLSS activated. I don't seem to have the option for DLSS, which is a little weird. Because I remember DLSS being advertised. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. That's why. Um, I might do the subtitles. Um, this is Windows full screen, 1080p. Resolution scale 3D. I don't know if that's like connected to what the heck is resolution scale 3D? It was super sampling, and this is AMD FSR. I don't know if the super sampling is running through the I could try that because I do have an AMD CPU. I just figured that with DLSS it would be running for the GPU. But since I have the option for AMD FSR, I'm assuming it's running for the CPU. So we're gonna go and see how much better it is with super sampling designed for performance. Oh, we have ultra quality. Let's see how that. And auto detect is high. So these are my recommended settings. Nope, it's still super sampling is maybe making it worse even. Let's see, because we're about to go to a place that has lots of uh, nope, super sampling is this is probably the best place to like test your frame rate. I mean, the frame rate's a little less stuttery, but it's still notably stuttery. Particularly like out when you're having a bunch of water going on at once. Like it's a little smoother. Like the more water you have in frame, the worse it is. Like the more reflections you're having to calculate. So I don't think it's the super sampling that's actually the issue. It's just um, huh, epic. Huh, I didn't know there was an epic. Everything's a high, not epic. I'm gonna keep it at high settings just because that's what is recommended. I thought DLSS was like meant to like the only other thing I could think of is resolution scale 3D. I'm not sure what that is. Um, that's freaking um. I've got to like actually put this in quotation marks because like I could try bringing the resolution scale, or maybe with super sampling it doesn't. Okay, so maybe this is DLSS. Man, this is like I want it to be like about 1280, but we'll do 67% roughly. Okay, I use resolution scaling. It definitely makes it smoother. Although there's more jagginess. I'm also a little curious about um bringing everything up to epic with resolution scaling. Yeah, that still epic really makes it chug. But it's pretty smooth everywhere else. And like the the jankiness seems to only be like here really with like the water. Like it's the geometry of the like uh, oh, the resolution scale actually um went up. That's probably why. Okay. When we switched to epic it restored our resolution scale. So we should be so that's not a product of our graphic settings or it's or it's a of the resolution scale. It's just a product of the way, just the way it looks. I think my PC might be just capable of running it on Epic, regardless, and I say bumped up to Epic and resolution scale. Um, so I could give a positive for resolution scaling, although it feels kind of weird that like they're advertising DLSS and the super sampling method is AMD. Also, I think most games it's just you activate DLSS you need to um like hone it to a particular level. I just have to assume that since the option does not have any explanation, I just have to assume that it's referring to something similar to DLSS. I mean, it definitely helps. Um, I don't think it looks that much better at Epic, but it is hurting our frame rate, or at least not the general smoothness of the frame rate or consistency. I'm also assuming the reason why we don't see an actual flyby outside of the linking panel is probably because of VR. I believe originally you like click it and then you see it full screen, which is cool. But like in VR, it'd be neat if you had the option to see the flybys. You know, as a kind of classic mode thing. I don't know what I call it, but I'd love to see these flybys in. Also, one of the linking panels are pretty in the VR version, because that would be neat. And it would work better to see it this way in VR. Because I mean, for one thing, you could actually lean your head in and look at it as closely or far away as you feel comfortable, and your brain would sort of recognize it as a more or less 3D display, so you don't get quite as much motion sickness. Well, I wonder if they use the nose technique to help alleviate motion sickness. The nose technique is to basically render a nose like in the middle of your vision, so that because like your brain is used to having a nose, it's like seeing a nose but like phasing it out. Like you can probably tell if a VR game is adding a artificial nose to it if you cross your eyes. This is going to be the age where we most see slowdown, since like half of it is water's kind of everywhere here. Okay, here's our final solution that we need to get to do to leave the age. We might also test the page gathering. Okay. Aren't we supposed to be able to look for this thing? Pretty sure in the original game we were able to see for this. Oh, maybe we're not like actually able to zoom into it. We should be able to zoom into it. I think here we're just... It might be maybe a little bit of the VR. And we can't... It gets across the information of where we're pointed at. They got like little toys of or who was supposed to be a portrait of. There's I still forget what they're called. D&D dice. um Dang it, like scenery decoration. I'm looking for clutter synonyms. I'm looking for... My first video is Anita Sarkeesian talking about women as background decoration. Video game... No, I'm looking for the technical term for when you have like just stuff like this, like little things you can mess with and interact with in a game. I know there's a term for it. I'm trying to figure out what it is so I can add it to a note. Damn it! It was kind. It felt like it may have been on the tip of my tongue, but I don't think it was even there. It's like all the way like down in my throat someplace. Right, there's a glossary of video game terms. It's like 1-up, 1v1. I doubt that's and it goes all the way up to 64-bit. AAA abandonware, action game, action point, adaptive music, aggro, aimbot, aiming down the sights, alpha release, always on DRM, animation processing, aim, percent arcade game, area of effect, ARPG, action role playing game, shooter. I'm gonna go for the friggin' the entire friggin' list. I don't even know what it's termed for. Just watch it's not even gonna be in here. I don't think I saw the word add. Ever. What I understand is like it's when a boss is like accompanied by smaller enemies that sort of distract you from. Why does it take me too damn long? A fossil is the final boss in the game? Really? There's a chance it's not even going to. I might have to just like watch one of Warrunner's playthroughs of a game, and I can also look at the Warrior maybe. That might be a good idea. It's still gonna take a while to. Huh. Okay, so Joshi drums, related story. Doodads. They're doodads. They're doodads. I don't think that was even in the friggin' like we went past D. Okay. This is actually a term coined by Blizzard Entertainment that refers to little detail items added to a scene to make it look better. An object door aspect of visual design, good doodad placement, and utilization of is critical both to gameplay and story purposes. So we're gonna give it a information positive for doodad placement, as Lore would call it. I should have went to the Lorian page first. Because it's a term he uses all the time, so he usually explains what these things are on his website. They're freaking doodads. Okay. It was fast once I actually went to the right place to look for it. These are doodads. They're also polyhedra dice, but like that's a I believe this is might be I'm pretty sure this is an icosahedron D20, D8, D12. I believe this is a dodecahedron, icosahedron, and I don't know what the 8-sided polyhedron is. It's an octahedron. Well, duh. So octahedron, dodecahedron, and icosahedron. This is probably just a reference to D&D. Since I believe some of their inspiration from MYST was taken from playing D&D stuff. Your greed, Sirius, your greed stickens me. Your desire for wealth and plunder is never satisfied. I will instruct my subjects not to pay your new tax, and you know they'll listen to me. Regards, Akinar. I think both of them have secret rooms. A rotation simulator is a good way to tutorialize you on probably the central mechanic of the. What's in the box? What's in the box? I don't know if you could open that before or not. The music in the Mechanical Age is particularly good. I might just mention that. I say the pretty much the game is pretty good. Also, giving that information positive to just the general design of the brothers' rooms. So that's I'm showering this game with so much praise right now. Um, you know, the music and the presentation both work together to convey the idea that like neither you should not trust either of the brothers. Spoilers: you shouldn't trust either of the brothers. Like one of them has like torture devices. Also, the rotation simulator is yet another information positive. Like, okay. Oh, it actually the subtitles actually. Um, I might give it extra positive for um the first one. I'm actually gonna give two positives. The I mentioned like the sound effects subtitles are helpful for the hearing impaired and those who need help describing sounds for their notes. So I think South is the cowbell sound. This game would be great, but it needs more cowbell. Oh great, we just had the overcast moment there. Hey, what does that do? Nothing. Exhaust. So this sort of loosens the reins for rotation. Okay. Okay, clink. This is kind of, well, it helps to align it, I guess. Make sure it's aligned. And this rotates. But you need to like unalign it. You need to loosen the alignment and then, okay. This is the spin sound. Okay. I don't know if the corners have. I don't think the diagonals have anything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This gives you a good. This is good. I don't know if I have anything else to like elaborate on it. It just helps you figure out how it works in the sound that are associated with each of the four cardinal directions. Well, that's probably what the one thing is for. Is helping you like realize how the stairs work there. I don't know how we get back to the stairs. How we go down the stairs. I can't open this. Might need to go down there. Is there another button on the other side? Oh yes, there is, okay. I don't know why you want to have a button over there. There's also like symbols here. Oh, that's just to get our way into really? The door rotation is a little clunky, but it's okay. I'm not gonna give it a negative. I sure we're gonna give it a note. Okay. That door's open, but now I can't close this thing. Wait, now maybe I can. I wasn't pressing it right. Okay. I know why we need an extra step to get into the elevator, but alright. It's just there to make things trickier. Okay, I think we need to lower this. Wait. Maybe the middle button? That's the clever thing. I'm not sure whether I give us a positive or not. Like it's kind of fun. I think like both Mist and Ribbon, you can probably get through even if a lot of the puzzles are randomized. Although I don't think randomization will work quite as well for Ribbon. Like there's a lot of stuff that's already randomized in Ribbon to begin with. Um, it's I don't know, like getting to these is needlessly complicated, but it also is kind of fun to figure out. You know, even if I'm doing it off of memory largely. Um, I should give us an like a lot of these are going to be information because like it's puzzles. So like conveying how to solve the puzzle um, is kind of you know um, it you know there's going to be like control positives and negatives because figuring out the solution to the puzzle should usually be you know uh, I'm probably give this an information positive, though I may give it a control negative as well. Um, I think we could call it fortress rotation. Is it needlessly complicated? I'm sorry, it gets overcast, and then it's either too bright or it's too dark. Ellie, I'm trying to take notes. I'm in the middle of something here. I can't take notes if you my friggin' lap. Or like, um, should I call it needlessly? Like, you don't need it, but or it doesn't sound like a positive when I put it away. Um, needly, need. Ellie, you're throwing me off here. Thank you. But in a fun way. I mean, it's eventually can become like a net neutral between the controls and um information because like there's I think there's enough kind of information to like sort of figure because there's the middle button there. So like it's kind of like okay, what does this do? And then you realize that like the alarm goes off and okay, I think I need to okay. Okay, now we're facing the clink direction. So we're just gonna do it as we go. Now, the control is going to be the fact that we have to go in every time we want to rotate the fortress. We need to go back up here, hit the button. How do we? Oh, there we go. There's a button right here. We need to get in the elevator, hit the middle button, go up, hit the middle button, come out, and it might be more of a pet peeve, really. Like, just a very minor, or relatively minor point. Like a terrible nuisance. I don't know. Like, we do have to walk a ways to actually get to the controls. Wait, this is still facing an empty ocean. There's something interesting in one of the directions. Although this is still a different location. It's still a two-dimensional image. The scale's weird. It like gets bigger the further away we are from it. That's that's a weird effect. That might be a bug. With like the way it's rendered. I'm going to say like a potential control negative. Just ahead of time. Um, information negative. This is gonna be information neutral. Um, because it only really hurts immersion a little bit. It's like their graphics, the optimization issues. It's only going to hurt some people if they want like high graphics settings and whatever, um, and they don't have a top of the line GPU. Um, and only in particular places, and never to a degree where it interferes with control. Um, I imagine if that's more disorienting in VR. At least if you're like in a setup where you actually can like back away from it. Because look at that, it zooms in. The image becomes larger as you walk away from it. Like that actually kind of makes me feel a little sick. Like I'm not even trying to see this in like stereoscopic 3D. Like, look at that. Like that is unnatural. Like I have a wider view of it when I'm closer to it, which is fine, but it shouldn't zoom in when you're walking away from it. Okay, so right now we're on Clink. I know what this how the puzzle works. Yeah. Okay. It's like a circle of a square inside it. That's the first half of the password done. I should have made a note of where we start. I think it's the cowbell sound. I assume it's the cowbell sound. It's also an instance of something I have no idea how I would fix in terms of game design, besides just because you like I like the idea of it, you know. I don't know why that button doesn't just lower and raise it. And now we're on the spin side. Oh, there you go. That's the. We actually got an achievement for that. It's Bob. It's on like a ship way out in the distance. I think that's the only thing you could really see this of note. It's also probably the only reason to have the things pointed in this particular direction. Because this is just a dead end entirely. Now I turn on the green screen lamp, except that then the clouds will part and the sky will crack open, and light will come in. Not that bad, but I mean, if I start applying like a scale to this, it'll probably be just a 1. But it is like kind of it's annoying. And now we're on the cowbell side. Let's see if this is the default side. And we just like completely went past um the exhaust side. I need to start over, which will be annoying, like the tower rotation used to be. Yep, okay. I don't know if it deserves a negative. We can go ahead and do the first half of this while we're here. Actually, I know this by heart now. Okay. South could just justify it being a full negative. This is gonna be part of the same negative, hopefully. Um, I'm gonna actually have to draw an arrow. So I add the extra little negative for the window effect. Um, Also, um, So these two parts together would equal one full negative. I think the fact that it's blind is, I mean, just part of the point of the puzzle. And you have enough information with the sound effects to actually like know where you're pointing it. Just part of the trick to it is remembering what the sound effects are, or having a note of what the sound effects are related to, and then um, I believe this might also pertain to the puzzle in the Celentic Age, although I believe there's enough hints in the Celentic Age as well to either reinforce like if I were to do the Celentic Age first, I would at least expect the directional sound effects to be um, uh, hinted at or mentioned in that age. If they're not, that's a negative. That's an information negative because you have to do things in a particular order in order to have the information you need to solve a puzzle in a different age. Each age, because they can be done in any order, should be self-contained with regard to its puzzles. It can have things that like connect to each other or foreshadow each other, but and it can obviously contain hints and things you need for like the marker switch puzzle thing. You know, the two halves of a note for that are okay because you're meant to go for each of the ages and then arrive at you know put together what's going on. Effectively, the brakes. Alright, now we're at the exhaust corner. Like each of these points is kind of a minor gripe, but like together, I think it makes a proper negative point. The fact you have to go back and forth, and that you can potentially overshoot it if you're not too um, like if you're not used to the way it controls. Like ideally you would, and like it's a few seconds to get it to the next destination, and you just go for each destination, and um, I'm not sure if we can give a positive necessarily for the combination. Maybe. I mean, the combination's like just a really simple puzzle, though. I believe there is a camera functionality, but it has not been made clear to me how to access it. I should probably just look at the controls. Um, if I'm gonna be trying to review this, I need to uh, um, teleport to safe spot. Huh. Keyboard. Okay. There's no camera feature. Maybe the version the guy was playing had a camera feature that was like meant for taking screenshots. It's only available to developers. So I might actually give a negative for the lack of a camera feature. I believe there may have been a camera feature in Mist in Real Mist, or at least the well, I think what I'm gonna do. This is probably the first game I'm gonna be able to completely review. Um, Given how short it is. If I'm doing it age by age, I don't know. It depends on how it goes at the pace of. I'm imagining I'll finish this before Mass Effect 2. And I kind of prefer that in a way because Mass Effect 2 is a much more like complicated game than this. Um, just because like it has combat and things that are a bit, I guess, more esoteric, if I'm using that term well. Um, of note taking or breaking out your cell phone. I believe Mist 4, maybe even Mist 5 had a kind of camera feature to them. Um, I think Uru as well may have had a camera feature. It was sort of built into the actual like lore that you actually had a camera in game. But it's just a nice feature to have in general. Heck, even more so in a VR game because like you can't break out your cell phone in VR or notebook in VR. Um, and by originally I mean Unless they chose to make the feature exclusive to VR, then I'm a little wrong. But yeah, I imagine like for VR, like you had to literally remember everything in your head, or take off the headset, write your note. Then when you get to the thing of the combination, you had to um, take up the headset, look at your notes, or well, you can't use your smartphone because there's no other way to look at it. Like you just have to like have your headset up there, go okay. Like how does that work? I could not imagine this game working without some sort of camera feature or some way to uh, uh, take notes within the context of the world. Okay, so now we need more cowbell. Good sound. There we go. I should bring us back. Like it's not. Again, I think the two flaws I noticed would be not necessarily negatives on their own, but like combined, I think it's a little bit of a problem. Then I get from a control negative to a control point. Like now it should be a negative, a full actual proper negative. Whatever, I'll just make it out of my head of it. And oh, well, it's already there. Dang it. Next time we'll go ahead and just see what happens when we collect multiple pages from multiple ages. This is my let's play analysis, I guess, of breakdown of MYST. Next time we're probably going to be doing Channelwood. Yeah, we'll be doing Channelwood next time. I mean, there's like 4 ages, and then there's the bonus age. And in a little while, I'll be doing more Mass Effect. And tomorrow, I don't know, we might be doing. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing tomorrow because it's Simulation Saturday. So if you're playing a simulation game, you can help vote for it in the straw poll if you're on Twitch. The link is right here. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, it should be in the description. You can also make recommendations in the comments for simulation games you might want to see me play. A couple of them I might even own. So the ones in the survey are ones that I own. So you're guaranteed to see me play them at least eventually. Just the poll is to gauge interest from my viewers. Really, I'm almost done. It's not quite time for feeding you yet, so I don't know what you're talking about. Unless you want to play, in which case, maybe. What do you mean, maybe? You definitely had to play with me. Okay. So there's a bunch of things you can do to take a few seconds of your time. And there's some other stuff that'll take a bit longer if you feel inclined. Um, but in any case, I thank you for watching, and until next time, sana.